What's good? So, I know a lot of you have been waiting for this part 2 for a while. My apologies. If you follow me on social media, you know what's been up with me the last couple of months. I was in Turkey for a bit. That shit didn't work out. I got videos about that. And I was in Gibraltar recently. I had a beautiful time. So I thought I could finally come out here and do part 2 in the sun back in London. Reminds me of Gibraltar. So here we go, man. Part 2 of being a black man in Europe and how I realized I was black. I think, first of all, I think that statement has been misconstrued by a few people who viewed that video. It's not about not knowing there is a physical difference between me and some other people around me. It's more of what is the significance of that physical difference, that biological difference? What is the significance in terms of, in context of the society that I'm living in, the environment I'm in, and so forth. That's what it really means. Like, when does it become a label opposed to just a scientific fact that there's some biological differences? When does that actually become a label that you wear and say, okay, I'm black, so this means I must behave in this way or act in a certain way, which is what I was really getting. When you realize that you're black in a European context or even a Western context, if we're talking about America, you then also realize that there is connotations that come with that label. Not that there isn't connotations that come with being white, of course there is, but there's a lot more positive connotations that come with being white opposed to that come with being black, at least on a surface level. Of course, if we do history, then shit unravels and it becomes evident that it's really not like that. The balance on the scales kind of starts to move when you start to actually do history. But on the surface level, it would seem that there's more negative connotations to being black, right? And that's what I was really getting at. If you're more interested really to, because I'm going to try and keep this short, so if you're more interested to get into that like deeper, you should look up W.B. Du Bois. I hope I'm pronouncing the last name correctly, right? I'll put anyway a few links in the description. It talks about, this is something I came across like, I don't know, like last year, and I've started reading up on it and whatever. Called this concept called double consciousness, which is the idea that of black people in America becoming like aware of their blackness in context to their environment, and then realizing that there is basically two versions of themselves. There's the you that you see, how you see yourself, and then there's the you that the white gaze sees. And you know, it's an interesting concept because it's it brings out that question, like, do you capitulate to what you're supposed to be, or do you just be yourself, right? And if you're looking at it from a modern context, there's many areas there's many social areas where you can see how negative reinforcement has hurt the black community, so to speak. And it's been interesting. I'm not doing this video straight after the second one because I got to see comments and the views kind of built up a little bit. And yeah, people have some really narrow-minded, not necessarily that they're trying to be negative, but they have a very narrow perspective on what it is that video was actually talking about. Like a few people saying that if I just go back to Africa, then I won't ever have to worry about any of these issues. It's like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? I was born in Europe. Therefore, if I go to back to Africa, as people like to say, do you actually think that all Africans view me as African? Like, for majority of Africans, I'm British, and I don't have a problem with that. I'm aware that there's a difference between nationality, ethnicity, ethnic origin, and culture. They are obviously all connected, no doubt about that, but they're not exactly the same concept. So it's like, you can call me African American. No, you don't call me African American, but people do. But even if you do, you can call me African, you call me British, whatever, man. Just see past whatever label that it is that you wanna view me as. That's it. Like, once we can connect as people, you can call me what the fuck you want, man. Well, within reason, obviously. But more recently, last year, I was in Sarajevo, right? So I'm in Sarajevo, I'm coming up to the apartment building where I was staying, and there's these kids that always play out at the front, right? In the morning, afternoons, whatever, right? So I'm walking back one day, and one of them screams, "Yo, what up, nigga?" And I just turned, not aggressively, I turned around, stopped, I smiled, I said, "Hey man, could you please not call me that?" Simple. Please don't call me that. So I kind of, from an early age, realized, okay, I might be a minority in the context of the environment that I'm in, but it doesn't have to be something that is defines me in a negative way. I mean, even in Ireland, there was, especially in the 90s, there was a sense of attention that I realized I got from being a black guy. And I've kind of, being older and being able to understand that better, I've been able to use that in certain ways. I think in a lot of positive ways. You can use this idea of being able to see, like, the white gaze and them not being able to see yours as a positive thing. If I look at it from my own experience,